Hello again. We're just going to look at another scene, and this is immediately following the scene I just looked at, but it's about the impact of secrets or hiding parts of our life. And primarily, I want to look at the impact on the Polly family, but you could also talk about the impact on Harry and the way in which he kind of makes a decision to cut off that part of his life when Diane denies it to him. But let's look at this bit first. Oh, sorry, so Sarah asks a question. I'll start with that. So she says all three daughters got divorced, and that's kind of accompanied by stills, which are just photographs from each of their weddings, appearing happy, and, and in love. And then we're going to think about, well, why did this happen? And, when Johnny says good point, it's as if they, as in the children, only make this connection during the interview or in the storytelling process. And kind of in the same way that it doesn't make sense in the middle, like the Alias Grace quote from the prologue. In the end, it does, and it's almost like after the fact they make this connection between their mother's actions and then their own choice to get a divorce. But there's going to be some more on that. So while Mark worked to solidify the family he had, the girls hightailed it. And you could go on and talk about that, but probably the quote that's about to come from Susie is really going to help justify this. So I just want to focus on one thing that she said, and she said a truth like that begets other truths. And just to make sure we're 100% sure, but beget means to bring into existence. So a truth like that brings into existence other truths. So their mother's infidelity appears to have caused each of her daughters to take stock of their own marriages, and it appears that they have found these wanting, and that's a fancy term and a phrase if you like, but basically it means you've looked at your relationship and you've said that it's wanting of something, it's missing something, that it doesn't have what you need it to have, and that seems to be why, when they've taken the time to be kind of self-reflective, they've made the decision to leave. So you can talk about how in one case it helped somebody to solidify their marriage because they felt like it was a lesson. That's why he learnt, he learnt a lesson, but also the girls learnt a different lesson, and maybe Sarah really is highlighting that from one event we can each walk away with a different lesson, and that doesn't make it any more or any less. And by telling this story, they've made some sense of their own choices in their marriages, and the impact of that secret or that part of Diane's life, that hidden part of her life, on their own lives. So that's something you can think about there, and I'll just play it through and see if there's anything else here. And you could say, he's kind of judges her harshly for what she did. But you know what? I'm going to talk about maybe why we might hide parts of ourselves on a more personal level to kind of protect ourselves, maybe our reputation, etc. So I'm going to stop that here, and that finishes at 1:04. Thank you.